Classic Invitational Boys Basketball Tournament. My name is Jackie Poirier, and I am co-chairperson of the Cold Board of Directors. I will be assisted this evening by my co-chairperson, Danielle O'Coin, principal of Breton Education Centre. We are very pleased that all of you have joined us for Cold Bowl 2018. Wish you a most enjoyable week of entertainment, fellowship, and great basketball. To begin our opening proceedings, I'll ask you to please welcome our Board of Directors, Student Union Executive, and special guests who will be led by our Sea Cadets carrying the protocol flags and Piper Courtney McPherson. We are very fortunate to have many community groups and individuals who volunteer their time to help during Cold Bowl. Much of the security in our gyms is provided by our 3 local fire departments in Waterford, New Victoria, and Scotchtown, as well as our municipal police force. Please welcome these representatives from each of these 3 fire departments and Cape Breton Municipality Police Department. For the 25th consecutive year, we are very pleased to be hosting a girls' team. This year, the visiting girls from Hants North Rural High School. The Hants North Rural High School girls' team will play Beck girls in 2 games and games against Memorial, Sydney Academy, and Glace Bay. They will also participate in most other aspects of Cold Bowl. Before introducing the 10 teams of boys, let us welcome our 2 teams of girls, led by our team ambassadors carrying the team signs. So please welcome first Hants North Rural High School girls, Flames from Kennebec, Nova Scotia. 10 teams of boys, starting with Holy Trinity Catholic High School Knights performing Berg. Sorry they're not here. They'll be here about 11:30. Their flights were delayed. Polyvalente de l'Ancienne Lorette, Les Athletiques from l'Ancienne Lorette, Quebec. Consolidated Memorial High School Vikings in Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. Shelburne Regional High School Rebels from Shelburne, Nova Scotia. High School Avalanche from Windsor, Nova Scotia. Hants North Rural High School Boys Plains from Canada, Nova Scotia. Strait Area Educational Recreation Centre Saints from Port Hawkesbury, Nova Scotia. Cabot Education Centre Blazers from Neils Harbor, Nova Scotia. Trailblazers. Memorial High School Marauders from Sydney Mines, Nova Scotia. And our Breton Education Centre Boys Bears from Waterford. give a warm welcome to the 2018 Waterford Coal Bowl participants. You guys can all have a seat now, if you want, on the floor, all the players. I'm going to introduce the ambassadors, and I would ask you to stand, please, when I call your name. Coal Bowl 2018 marks a change in our Coal Bowl concert. We have decided that it was time to let go of the pageant aspect of the concert and begin an ambassadors program. Each team has one or two ambassadors who are members of the graduating class, along with some Breton's international students. The ambassadors will participate in all aspects of Coal Bowl with their team and will serve as a guide for both their school and community. I would now like to introduce the 2018 ambassadors. Julie Ann Reed, representing Hants North Rural High School girls. Courtney DeJoby and Vitor Lima Conclaves, representing Breton Education Centre girls. Courtney Curry and Victoria Hogan, representing Holy Trinity Catholic High School Knights. Haley Oliver and Carly Brown, representing Polyvalente de l'Ancien Red Les Apôtres. Kaylee McKinnon and Madison Aucoin, representing Yarmouth Consolidated Memorial Vikings. Jessica Boone and Jocelyn Wilson, representing Shelburne Regional High School Rebels. Paige Duke and Kendra Donahue, representing Avondale High School Avalanche. Carly McNeil and Rihanna McDonald, representing Hants North Rural High School Boys Flame. Hannah Petrie and Jade Murphy-Caines, representing Strait Regional Education Recreation Center, Sing. Hannah DeJoby and Kyra Baker, representing Cabot Education Center, Trailblazers. Bria McKinnon and Diamond Marshall, representing Memorial High School Marauders. Marta Mattioli, representing Breton Education, Marta Mattioli and Tae Lay, representing our Bet Boys team. In August of 2017, the town of Waterford experienced a tragic loss when one of our former students and basketball player was killed in a car accident. Cody Berg was a member of both Division I basketball and soccer teams here at Berg. He excelled as an athlete and was well known for his team spirit and hustle. The Coal Bowl Board of Directors would like to extend our sincere sympathy to Cody's parents, Joe and Sandra, his brother Nick, and his sister-in-law Catherine, as well as Cody's girlfriend Emily and the family as well. I would now call on Cody's brother, Nicholas, a former student as well, to come forward.
On behalf of my family, I wish to express how honored and grateful we are for the moment of silence that you'll be providing in Cody's memory this evening. For those who knew Cody, you'd remember how passionate he was at basketball, and in particular Coal Bowl. He lived and breathed this sport and this tournament. What many people also remember about Cody was his hustle and his sportsmanship. He was a true gentleman on and off the court and gave it everything. As you participate in Coal Bowl this week, my family asks of this: enjoy every moment, take nothing for granted, and in the true spirit of Cody, leave everything on the court. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. In memory of Cody, we will now observe a moment of silence. Thank you very much. The province of Nova Scotia has been a tremendous supporter of COBOL for the last number of years. We are very pleased to have Honourable Derek Mumberket, Minister of Municipal Affairs and MLA for Sydney Whitney Pier, here to help us officially open COBOL 2018. I now call upon Mr. Mumberket for his remarks.
Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be here as the MLA, one of the MLAs here in the community, here with my colleague Tammy Martin, with Mayor Clark, with all of our firefighters, our first responders, our school administrators, our coaches, and of course, this wonderful community. I was a former basketball player myself. I played for Sydney Academy, and I had the opportunity to travel across the province myself and play in tournaments against schools from one end to the other, but the one tournament that I never got to play in was this one. And it was devastating for all of us. It was just the way the years worked out when I was in school. But I want to say this to you, to all the players, to all of you tonight. You are part of a tournament that is the fabric of this island. You are part of a tournament that a community comes together with love and perseverance to ensure that we put on the best tournament we can for all of you. These are memories that you will never forget. Let me tell you, 20 years later playing basketball, my fondest memories are the ones where I traveled across, played against great teams, and made great friends along the way. So throughout the week, I wish you all the very best in your competition and in your games. Have fun and work hard. To the community here, again, you pulled off a spectacular event. This is a great week for this community, and I can tell you that as a member of the government, we're very honored to do whatever we can to support you along the way. So thank you on behalf of the Premier, on behalf of my caucus colleagues. Congratulations to everybody that is involved. Have a great tournament, and thank you for the opportunity in saying a few words. Thank you.
Cape Breton Regional Municipality has been a wonderful supporter of Nova Waterford COBOL Classic since its inception. We are extremely pleased to have the Mayor of CBRM with us this evening to welcome our visiting players. I will now call on Mayor Clark for his remarks.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. I can say I know there's going to be a lot of talent, and there is a lot of talent on the court. There's going to be a lot of great performance. But I have to say, in starting out, you've got excellent music talent here, too. And I just want to compliment the youth of this community for their talent. I want to echo the congratulations to one and all by Minister Mumberket, and I know MLA Martin and Councillor Kendra Coombs. We work and we serve. And this is a great opportunity for us just to say thank you to everyone in the community. When 35 years were celebrated, this community had so much to be proud of. And then when there was a gap, there was a real concern about the future. But in true New Waterford and area fashion, the resilience, the determination has brought us all back here to this gymnasium, and I want to thank each and every person that volunteered, has made it possible for these youth to come and play basketball in the true spirit of the Coal Bowl. So to everyone that's here, on behalf of the Cape Breton Region Municipality, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. Thank you to the parents, the family, the supporters, the businesses, the sponsors. It all makes it possible so these people can have lifetime memories. So thanks again.
Representing Cape Breton Victoria Regional School Board this evening is Sandra, right now I got the wrong name here, just one sec. Sorry. Oh, okay. We'd like to acknowledge, Kathy Viva was going to be coming, but we'd like to acknowledge all the support we have since the number of years from the Cape Breton School Board. Cape Breton Victoria School Board. I would like to call on the co-presidents of Beck's Student Council, Haley Oliver and Duncan Dinter, who will say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Haley Oliver.
And my name is Doğukan Dinler. We are the student of co-presidents here at Berg. Firstly, we would like to extend a warm welcome to you all on behalf of the whole student body of Breton Education Centre. It means a lot to all of us that we have so many people who came to this event and make it such a memorable week. As students, this is a very exciting time at our school and in the community. Our school band has been preparing for the performance for a number of weeks. And the middle school students have been busy decorating the rooms and making the beds, and I also want to thank them. Also, the high school students have just finished writing exams, so this is a little bit of reward for all of their hard work.
Our basketball teams, of course, have been waiting for this tournament since last September. So players, we know you will come to realize that this is a major part of our school, and we hope that you feel honored to be involved. We are all extremely happy to have you here. Our school and the entire town of Waterford were devastated by last year's cancellation. So we would like to thank the organizers, the staff, the players and coaches, the community, and everyone attending tonight for working hard and being here. Without all of you, this week would never have been possible. Coal is something that brightens the mood of everyone at the school. It takes dark, rainy days like today and makes them enjoyable and fun. Be sure to make the most of this wonderful week. Cheer loud for your favorite team, be supportive, and most of all, have fun. It's really a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So good luck to all the teams, and thank you once again.
In June of last year, our community was saddened with the passing of sports icon Mike Kennedy. Mike is remembered as an outstanding athlete, teacher, coach, and community volunteer. In his younger years, Mike excelled in soccer, basketball, and fastball. After graduating from Nova Scotia Teachers College in 1971, Mike embarked on a 33-year career teaching physical education. And he was well respected by his colleagues and loved by his students. Mike was a fixture at the numerous sporting events in our community. His years of volunteer services in education and sport are well documented. Mike was the co-founder of the Waterford Basketball Association and was the lead organizer for the boys basketball coach, developing players for the high school team. He also served for a number of years as assistant coach of the high school team. Mike's son Scott was a star player on some of those teams. Mike has two daughters, Kelly and Julie. Kelly lives in Calgary and Julie lives in Halifax. Mike's wife Roseanne is traveling and is not able to be present with us this evening. Throughout the years, Mike was a fixture in Cobo, organizing a hot shot contest at halftime. He is fondly remembered for occupying the middle seat in the front row of the baseline bleachers adjacent to the canteen area. From that vantage point, Mike was able to mingle with friends, chirp at the referees, and encourage the bet players, many of whom he had taught or coached at some point during their school years. Cobo 2018 is proud to announce the dedication of this particular bleacher in Mike's honor, a fitting tribute to a remarkable family man and a pillar of our community. I will call now on Mike's sisters Cecilia and Kay, his niece Tammy, and his grandniece Bailey to unveil a sign reflecting the dedication to Mike, hence known as Mike's Corner. Big thank you to my family. We have some very special guests who will be introduced to you throughout the week, but I wish to take this opportunity to recognize several guests who are here this evening. Manual life, one of the essential elements of success for Cobo is the ongoing contribution and support of our sponsors, and one of the most generous and supportive goal-level sponsors over the years has been Manual Financial, and more specifically to Gordon Lovett, the account executive from Group Benefits. They are not here with us this evening, but we would really like to recognize Manual life. Our longest-serving sponsor at the goal level is Nova Scotia Power, and we greatly appreciate their continuing tremendous support and contribution. We're extremely pleased to their inception. CBRN provides much-needed services as well as monetary sponsorship. We are pleased to have Mayor Cecil Clark and Kendra Coombs, Councillor for District 11, with us here tonight. And as I said before, several programs of Cape Breton Regional Victoria School Board have been particularly helpful to us. We were prepared this week to get ready for this week, and we would like to recognize them for their continuous silver level support. So we welcome Sandra Berg, Coordinator of Finances this evening, who represents the Cape Breton Victoria Regional School Board. The St. Anthony Daniel Council 3209 KFC has sponsored and catered our Cold banquet for each and every one of our 35 Cold years. We are honored to have Nathan Paris, Grand Knight, and George Demeter, Deputy Grand Knight, here this evening. For the past several years, we are very pleased to have had the silver sponsorship and support of Midtown Pharmacy. For each and every player in the tournament, Pharmacy provides them with a care package for the week. We are happy to have Robert McKenzie, Front Star Manager, and the Cobo Board Director here with us tonight. And to mention that Allison Harvey is the new store owner and a former student. The provincial government has been an outstanding silver level supporter of Cobo Classic. We appreciate their continued support and efforts in helping us reach our milestone of 35 years. Tonight we are pleased to have the Honorable Derek Mumbercat, Minister of Municipal Affairs, and Tammy Martin, MLA for Cape Breton Centre. Cobo is very pleased to have the Rotary Club in Waterford as silver sponsors this year. Rotary has been a very generous contributor to the town of Waterford and Breton Education Centre as well as Cobo Classic. We're extremely pleased to have their continued support and wish to welcome and thank Rotarian Heather McNeil. We are extremely pleased to have Sobeys as a silver level sponsor of Cobo. Through the course of the entire week, Sobeys provides most of the food to feed the 165 participants of Cobo. We greatly appreciate their generosity and want to recognize their contribution. Representing Sobeys this evening is Gordon Ford, Store Manager, and Diane Fletcher, Produce Manager. And I might add, with the cooperation of Sobeys, Cobo will continue with a charitable project this week that was started at Cobo in 2007. This will allow all participants, our players, to give something back. On Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, from 1 to 5 this week, Cobo teams will begin in the Waterford Sobeys store, greeting customers, bagging groceries, and transporting those groceries to customer vehicles. We will give a report on this campaign at our Cobo closing on Saturday. Brian and Kim DeVoe have been huge supporters of the Cobo Classic at the silver level and provided prizes and awards to winning players over the past number of years. We would like to extend our thanks to them for their continued support. Over the past number of years, Cape Breton University has supported us at the bronze level with prizes and monetary sponsorship. We are pleased to welcome and thank Ian McCrory and Laura Higgins, Enrollment Services Professionals, for CBU's continued support. We'd also like to acknowledge and thanks NSSAF from Nova Scotia School Sports Federation for their continued support over the tournament. The principal, Danielle Point, will now speak.
Good evening, everyone. Each year, we divide the 10 participating teams into 2 divisions. It is also our practice to name each division in honor of an individual who has made substantial contribution to the growth and development of one or more sports. The first division is named in honor of Dan Willie McKinnon. Dan Willie McKinnon was born in Inverness County and moved to New Waterford as a young child with his parents, Willie and Cassie McKinnon. Dan attended Mount Carmel School in New Waterford for his elementary and high school education. He continued his education at Xavier Junior College in Sydney and then on to St. FX University in Antigonish. After receiving his education diploma, he went on to study industrial arts education at Nova Scotia Teachers College. Dan taught industrial arts at Mount Carmel in New Waterford, Cluny in Alberta, and at Breton Education Centre in New Waterford for a total of 37 years. Dan played baseball, softball, hockey, and rugby during his school years and into his adulthood. He coached at Mount Carmel High, school hockey, New Waterford minor baseball, and New Waterford minor hockey. During his playing days, his baseball and softball teams were provincial champions several times. He was on the Maritime Championship team with the Scotchtown Raiders, State Tavern in Sydney, New Waterford Comet softball, New Waterford Giants baseball, and New Waterford Oldlands baseball. Dan was inducted into the New Waterford and District Sports Heritage Hall of Fame in 2013 with the New Waterford Giants baseball, and in 2014 with the Scotchtown Raiders softball, in 2016 with the New Waterford Oldlands, and in 2017 as an athlete. As a member of the 1959 Giants, Dan was inducted to the Cape Breton Sports Hall of Fame in 2001 and into the Maritime Sports Hall of Fame in 2015. Dan was also recognized by the New Waterford Coal Bowl Classic as a member of the New Waterford Giants, and the Scotchtown Raiders teams were honored by the tournament. Dan is a former Boy Scout leader, former member of the Mount Carmel Auditorium Committee, member of the Board of Directors of Carmel Centre, and currently active in affairs of St. Leonard's Parish. Dan resides in New Waterford with his family and his wife, Nancy Teffer. They spend many hours in rinks, gyms, and ball fields enjoying sports with their 5 children, Norma McIntyre, David, Janet Hashem, Doug, and Blair. They can often be found in some of the same venues watching their 15 grandchildren and 1 great-grandson participating in various sports. It is with gratitude that the Coal Bowl Board of Directors recognizes Dan Willie McKinnon as the 2018 Division Chair for his dedication to sports in his community. I now ask the Coal Bowl Vice Chair, Lowell Cormier, to present a plaque of recognition to Dan Willie. She began school in a 2-room school in Upper North Sydney. At the beginning of grade primary, her teacher sent a letter home with one of her sisters stating that Marion was playing sports on the boys' side of the school instead of staying with the girls. Her mother never brought it to her attention because it was what she enjoyed doing, and so it began, the love of sports. From an early age, she became active in sports, both as a player and a coach. Marion attended Thompson High School and played on the soccer team and track and field team, which captured the Cape Breton Championship. These were the only 2 sports available for girls at that time. She was the under-16 triple winner at the Alexander Street Tennis Club in North Sydney. In the under-18, she was a member of the Cape Breton team comprised of 4 boys and 2 girls that captured the Nova Scotia Junior Davis Cup with a perfect 6-0 record, having won all her matches. As a junior, she won singles and doubles in the Cape Breton Senior Tennis Tournament and was ranked the top 5 players in Nova Scotia. Marion received a scholarship to Nova Scotia Teachers College in Truro for physical education and left for college, turning down an invitation to play in the Canadian Junior Tennis Tournament. Shortly after arriving at college, she was asked to represent them at Dalhousie University in a doubles tournament with a player from Dal. They won this tournament. At Nova Scotia's Teacher College, she played on the field hockey team and the B volleyball team. Marion also played on the broomball team, winning the scoring title for the DeBert League. Around this time, the newly appointed principal of Breton Education Centre was touring the Teachers College, interviewing for positions for the soon-to-be-open high school. She capitalized on this opportunity and was hired to the staff. She began to teach at Beck with its opening in 1970 and remained there until retirement in 2000 as department head. While teaching at Beck, Marion was an intricate part of the physical education department and school athletics. She helped coach a swim club at the Radar Base. She also played a major role in winning several provincial titles with the senior high girls soccer team and Cape Breton Championship each year. Marion also coached the senior girls softball and could be found practicing at the rink in the early mornings and on soccer fields until dark. After dinner hours, she often spent playing badminton with her students and other staff members. She was super pleased that year, and the rest of the phys ed staff coached the track and field team to win the Cape Breton title, defeating the Glace Bay team, who had won several times. Marion also coached a girls' road hockey team, a girls' floor hockey team, and one year coached a boys' soccer team during the summer when a coach was needed. During her summer months, Marion played ladies' law ball in New Waterford, winning MVP, and also fastball for the Sydney Whitney Pier Panthers that won the Nova Scotia title. At St. Agnes Parish, she was the past president of the CWL, parish councillor member, property and finance committee member, and trained the altar servers for 17 years. Marion was married to the late Gary McNeil, who also taught and coached in New Waterford. Together, the two had 2 boys, Craig and Mark, and 4 grandchildren, Robin, Joshua, Brady, and Benjamin. It is with great honor that the Cole Bowl Board of Directors names Marion McNeil Division to commend Marion on her dedication, volunteerism, athleticism, and for the town of New Waterford. And now I ask the Cole Bowl co-chair, Jacqueline Poirier, to present the plaque of recognition to Marion. In 1966-67 edition of the Mount Carmel High School boys soccer team was one of the finest teams in school's storied sports history. The John Gillis Toach aggregation were just 2 games away from an impeccable season. The team sported a 12-win, 0-loss record heading into provincial finals. Besides sporting a spotless record, the team led by its outstanding keeper, Jerry McDonald, hadn't allowed a goal in their 12 victories. The team's halfback lineup was the key to its success, led by the late Gary Dutyman, McDonald, and the late Henry Hawk Hogan. The halfbacks quarterbacked the high-powered offense just averaged over 4 goals per game. After easily winning the Cape Breton Championship, the Mounties advanced to the Eastern Nova Scotia Playdowns and ran rough sod over the Antigonish Royal High squad by a score of 10-0 in a 2-game total goal series. The team then went on to a shutout with Colchester Royal High in the provincial semifinals, setting up the provincial championship series against Sydney Stephen High School from the Halifax area. The championship series was played in Waterford on the team's infamous dirt field. As things turned out, the home field advantage failed to hold as the Mounties encountered a very strong Sydney-Stephen squad. The teams battled to a 1-1 draw in the first game after the Mounties allowed its first goal of the season. This set the stage for a winner take all affair the next day. After battling to a 1-1 tie in the second game, the teams fought through a scoreless overtime. Rules of the day allowed the visiting team to decide if they would play successive overtimes. Sydney-Stephen exercised its prerogative and decided not to play any more overtimes. The end result was a split Nova Scotia Headmasters Championship, a bittersweet end to the remarkable season. Colbowl is very proud to honor these team members, and I ask Colbowl co-chair Jackie Poirier to present a crest and an engraved memento to Jerry McDonald, Hector Campbell, Ray Rosetto, Lola Cormier, Doug McSween, Sharon McDonald accepting on behalf of her late husband, Gary McDonald. Jerome Campbell, and Phil Legier. We'd also like to acknowledge the members of the team who are unable to attend. Dave McNeil, Fred Connors, John Chesson, Brian O'Leary, Frank McKay, John Gillis, and Frank Smoothie Burns. We also would like to acknowledge John McKinnon, Henry Hogan, and Sonny Boudreau, who are deceased. Oh, and sorry, we missed one important person, John Chesson.
So, Danielle's quite taller than I am. We have, to mark our 25th anniversary of Colbowl, way back in 2006, Colbowl Board of Directors established a wall of recognition. You can see it on your way into the gym to honor those who, over the years, have made an outstanding contribution to the Waterford Colbowl Classic. This wall is located right outside, designed to house all the prestigious Shining Star Awards, one of which has been awarded each year, beginning with Colbowl 2006. Colbowl 2018 marks the 36th year of this outstanding, one-kind national event. Waterford Colbowl Board of Directors Very proud to announce that Belle Alliant is the 2018 recipient of the Shining Star Award. Throughout our 36 years, Belle Alliant has supported the technical side of the tournament by allowing people from across the country and even the world to live stream our games. Early on in COBOL's history, Belle Alliant incorporated DSL technology into the school's gymnasium. When fiber optic was introduced in 2009, Belle Alliant again jumped on board and installed fiber optic cable within our school. This allowed the tournament to be at the cutting edge of live streaming technology and gave participants, families, and friends full access to the games. COBOL certainly would not be as successful as it is without the support and contribution from Belle Alliant during the past 36 years. COBOL directors are extremely honored to recognize the exceptional contributions of Belle Alliant to the outstanding success of all 36 COBOL Classics. We congratulate and honor Belle Alliant through the presentation of this very special and prestigious Shining Star Award. I now call on Dale McNeil, Area Manager, to accept the Shining Star Award from Danielle O'Coin, our co-chairperson. Thank you, Dale. In 2016, our own Breton Bears captured the gold medal for only the second time in COBOL history. To acknowledge their success, we will unveil the COBOL Championship banner. We offer our congratulations to the boys, as we know you have waited a long time to do this. I will call upon the members of 216 Breton Bears and ask them to come forward to unveil their banner. I will call the list of names. Gary McDonald, Nolan Campbell, Nick Peckham, Blair McIsaac, Logan Jewer, Devin Moseychuk, Jacob O'Neill, Dylan Messervig, Jordan Hennessy, Brandon Cottle, Mitchell Rutledge, Jeff McCaffrey, Morgan McIsaac, Jared Bates, manager, John P. Demeter, coach, Greg Campbell, coach. Not all players are here, but I'm sure they're feeling the spirit. Thank you, boys, and congratulations. This past November, our Division II senior girls soccer team captured the provincial soccer banner. Following tradition, I will now call upon the team members to unveil their banner, which will hang in the gym. Jocelyn Wilson, Haley Oliver, Rihanna McDonald, Carly McNeil, Julianne Reed, Kaylee McKinnon, Carly Brown, Kaylee McPherson, Tessa Dowie, Madison Bressoir, Renee Doucette, Abby McNeil, Robin LeBlanc, Avery McKinnon, Chloe McPherson, Morgan Bates, Kelsey Neville, Sophie Curtis, Becky Campbell, Emma Gale, Grace Neville, manager, Brittany Berg, coach, and Carl McNeil, coach. Congratulations, girls. The banner is beautiful. It is customary that we raise the banner of the honored team. Therefore, I call your attention to the opposite wall, raising the banner of our honored team, the 1966-67 Mount Carmel Boys Soccer Team, Nova Scotia Provincial Championships. Will be the co-president of Breton Education Student Council, Haley Oliver and Duncan Dindler. Thanks, Haley and Duncan. In addition to raising the Honor Team's banner, it's appropriate that we raise our Cobo flag. That will, along with these banners, remain in place during the closing ceremony until closing on Saturday. Raising the flag are Maya Sebastian and Victoria Hogan, Cobo Decorations Committee. Thank you, Maya and Victoria. Breton grade 10 student Jordan Crocker will now sing "O Canada." She will be accompanied by Breton Education Centre School Band on the direction of Stephen Muse. Testing.
I'll use this one.
Thanks, Jordan. Now, to officially open the tournament, we will have the ceremonial tip-off. Ask Division Chairperson Dan Lilly and Marion to come forward along with the captains of Beck Bears and Cabot Education Center, parallel for the ceremonial tip-off. And that's the Cabot Trailblazers. clear for the next 10 minutes or so. Thank you to everyone, and may all of you have a great week of basketball and karaoke.
conclusion of the opening ceremonies. The Breton Education Centre Bears looking to defend their Cole Bowl title after a year off last year due to the work to rule in Nova Scotia with the Teachers Union. And Alex, what are you excited for this tournament?
Well, I think that the crowd is going to be so much better this year. The crowd is always great, but when you have that one-year absence, you get to miss it, right? So now I think every fan here really appreciate what they have now. They don't take it for granted, and the crowd's just going to be fired up all day, and looking forward to seeing the energy that provides to the players.
Starting this evening for Beck, Mitchell Rutledge, Logan Jewer, Sam Stacey, Dylan Meservy, Morgan McIsaac. Starting for the Blazers, Samuel Scott, Aiden Costello, Liam Warren, Willie Fitzgerald, and Drew LeBlanc. The Bears have several returners from that Cole Bowl winning team a few years ago. They're led this year by Dylan Meservy, Morgan McIsaac, and Mitchell Rutledge. And Alex, the Bears have a lot of size on their roster, and those big players for them are also highly skilled. What can Cabot do to stop that this evening?
Yeah, I think they definitely, Cabot is known for battling down low. They always have those strong post players. Look for them to try and get the ball down low, try and maybe get back into foul trouble, try and get the crowd out of the game early.
And two Cape Breton teams here for the opening night game. We also have Sarek and I believe Memorial in the tournament this year, Alex, so full of Cape Breton teams. Always good to see.
Yeah, Sayre and Memorial played off this afternoon, with Sayre taking the victory.
We'd love to hear from you on Twitter throughout the evening. You can hit us up at Dylan_White or at AlexMcLeod24. Hit us up with questions, comments, feedback, analysis, where you're watching from, whatever it is, we'd love to hear from you.
You can also join the conversation with hashtag Cole Bowl Classic, and you can tweet us directly at Cole Bowl 2018.
Just about ready to get started. This is always a big moment for the Beck players. What they work for all year. Again, starting for the Bears is Meservy, McIsaac, Jewer, and Rutledge. As the teams dap each other up before the opening tip-off.
Yeah, always like to see sportsmanship before you go to battle.
Dap is one of the best parts of basketball, Alex. Underrated.
I know you're a big fan.
Rutledge will tip off for the Bears. Costello will tip off for the Blazers. And Stacey secures the tip for the Bears. Setting up the offense. He'll hand off to Meservy on the perimeter. Couple handoffs. Meservy skips it over to Stacey. He's pressured on the wing by LeBlanc. Meservy inside. Rutledge needs to get it up. He's blocked at the rim by Costello. Finally gets it up to beat the shot clock, but that's going to be out of bounds.
And yeah, the Cabot player clearly thought the ball went in the net there. A little bit of a mental lapse. Perhaps the crowd getting to him early.
It is very easy to mess up when it's your first time playing in front of such a big crowd.
This crowd is definitely intimidating on both sides.
I think I traveled the first time I touched it playing in a Cole Bowl.
I know for a fact that I did.
And there's Meservy opening the scoring for the Bears as McIsaac anticipates the pass and knocks it out of bounds. It'll remain Blazers ball though. Fitzgerald inbounds. And it's secured by Sam Scott. A turnover. Stacey inside to McIsaac, and he finishes. Quick start for the Beck Bears. They're applying some full court pressure. Cabot beat the press inside, met by two Bears defenders, and it's rebounded by McIsaac. Stacy pushing it up the floor, nearly has it stolen away by Warren, but he'll get it to Jewer on the wing. Logan Jewer, the grade 12 student, nearly has it wrestled away. It'll be a jump ball. It'll be Cabot possession. Cabot patient with the pressure. It's Scott driving baseline and pulling up just short, rebounded by Stacy. Stacy, great pass down low to Rutledge, and he finishes down low. Back out to a 6-0 lead early on in this one.
Yeah, that's good patience there from Rutledge, making sure he came down with the ball, threw a little pump fake there to get the defender in the air, and was able to go up for the easy two off the glass.
And here's Scott. The Blazers swing it around the perimeter. There's a three just long for Liam Warren. And the Bears active on the boards early on, Alex.
Yeah, as you said earlier, Beck has a very big team this year. Looking to use that to their advantage. Even their small forward stands over 6'3" this year.
A big three for Dylan Meservy. The big mess, as I call him. Another turnover for Cabot. Morgan McIsaac into the paint. He's fouled. Gets the hoop and the harm. Morgan McIsaac looking to complete the and one at the free throw line. Beck with an 11-0 run to start the game.
And it looks like Cabot coach Graham Whitty calling a timeout here. Just over 7.5 remaining.
And Alex, what do you think Cabot coach Graham Whitty is going to tell his team right now, down 11-0 in front of such a huge crowd here at Breton Education Centre?
Well, I think the big thing that they should stress right now is composure. Obviously, you know, it's intimidating. You haven't played in front of a crowd like this. Not many have. So obviously there's an adjustment period. There's a learning curve when you come to play in Coldbowl. You know, 5-6 minutes into the game, you'll start to tune that out and you'll start to get back to your game. You just got to kind of weather the storm right now. Beck has a lot of momentum. They thrive playing in front of this crowd, right? Especially when they get a lead. So get a couple buckets, get a couple transition points, and you know, then you really start to settle into your groove at that point.
Again, it's 11-0 for the Breton Education Centre Bears early on in this one. As we're just about ready to come back into play after the timeout for Cabot. It's going to be a free throw for Morgan McIsaac. Had the turnover and drew the foul as he finished. McIsaac hits the free throw.
Beck remains in their 2-2-1 press.
Here's Scott. Dribbling up the sideline, swings it back out for LeBlanc. There's the shot from Scott. That's long, and Meservy will push it on the fast break for the Bears. Headmanning the ball to McIsaac into the paint. He Euro steps and loses it out of bounds. He was looking for a foul call, but...
No, I think that's a good call from official Gerard O'Coin. Didn't look like the ball was tipped. McIsaac not pleased with it, but I think he got that one right.
And a long skip pass is knocked away by Rutledge.
Not sure if we mentioned this already, but officials for today's game are Gerard O'Coin and Greg Callahan.
Both Cape Bretoners.
Veteran officials.
There's Costello. Driving baseline. Kicks it out. The three is good. Liam Warren gets Cabot on the board with a three just over 3 minutes into this one. Here's Stacy. Hands it off to Dylan Meservy. Meservy into the paint. Acrobatic layup, but can't finish. And an offensive board from Rutledge, and he puts it back up and in. Here's Warren. Just scored for Cabot, and that's tipped out of bounds. It'll remain Trailblazers ball.
Still 17 seconds on the shot clock.
LeBlanc nearly traveled, but able to get the pass off to Warren. He kicks it out to Scott, who drives. Big block there from McIsaac. And it's rebounded by Rutledge. Stacy finds Meservey into the paint. Draws the foul and gets the hoop. Great finish for Dylan Meservey. Part of that Cole Bowl winning team 2 years ago.
Yeah, Beck showing a lot of aggressiveness early, not settling for outside shots. They're looking to get right to the rim. And as we said, Cabot should do, try and get Beck into foul trouble. They're doing that to the Trailblazers.
Jason Murphy checking into the game for Beck in his first year with the team. There's a big rebound for Samuel Scott. He'll take over point guard duties himself and swing it back out to Mackenzie LeBlanc. Warren back to LeBlanc, the skip pass. And there's going to be a foul called on Murphy.
Murphy just a little bit late getting over there for the steal.
And it's going to be Warren inbounding for Cabot. Warren, another three. He's long on that one. Great pass there from Meservey up to Jason Murphy, who finishes in transition.
And that's a good move there by Murphy, but Breton got let off the hook there. Wide open three, missed rotation. But Warren was unable to hit.
And LeBlanc is fouled beyond the arc. He will shoot 3 free throws for Cabot.
And we have our first tweet of the day in from Devin Hurley. He says, the game just started and it's already intense. Let's go Bears, let's go.
Again, we'd love to hear from you on Twitter throughout the game. You can hit us up at Dylan_White or at AlexMcLeod24. Send us your questions, comments, feedback, analysis, etc. Whatever it is, we'd love to hear from you. One more free throw coming for Mackenzie LeBlanc. The grade 8. Rebounded by Meservey. He'll swing it across for Stacy, and Stacy will set up the offense for the Bears. Stacy into the paint, kicks out to a wide open Morgan McIsaac. Just short on a three, but another offensive board for Rutledge. Bears continuing to pressure. LeBlanc swings it back out to Mackenzie LeBlanc. Samuel Scott pressured by McIsaac on the perimeter. 4 to shoot here for the Trailblazers. Scott wide open for 3. That's short. Rebounded by Stacy. Stacy turns it over to Warren. Warren can't muscle it up and in, and the Bears will get it right back. Murphy cross-court pass to Meservey. He bounces it down low for Rutledge, who can't finish the reverse layup. It is 20-5, just over 4 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, and a putback there for Liam Warren. He has 5 of the 7 points for Cabot thus far.
Unlucky bounce there for the Bears. Ball came off the corner of the backboard. Very hard to anticipate those rebounds.
Rutledge misses a short corner jumper, and it's going to be a travel called on Mackenzie LeBlanc. Substitutions coming in for Breton Education Centre. Aaron McLean, Bobby Odo checking in. It'll be Bears ball on the baseline. McLean's 3 is off. Another offensive board from Rutledge, and he is fouled. He will go to the line for 2, looking to extend Beck's lead. Rutledge just off on the first free throw. Hits the second, 21-7 for the Beck Bears. Early on in this one, some good defense there from Rutledge, and there's a player down for Cabot. That's Willie Fitzgerald.
Looks like he may have hurt his ankle on the play.
There's a collision there with Rutledge. And Fitzgerald is still on his feet.
No substitution coming yet for the Trailblazers.
But he decides to take a seat, and it's going to be number 1, Isaac McKinnon, checking in for Cabot. With Meservey on the line for the Bears. Off on the first free throw. Meservey can't get either to fall. It's rebounded by Costello, and
a great catch in the corner there by Peter McKinnon.
Showing off the hands in the stands.
Yep.
There's the reversal. Murphy anticipates it, and McLean scoops it up into the paint. Aaron McLean can't finish, but an offensive board from Murphy. The extra pass to Meservey for 3, in and out. Another offensive board for the guard, Jason Murphy. And the Bears just dominating the glass right now. Scott finally comes up with it for Cabot, and he draws the foul. That's the third team foul of the quarter for Beck. Just 3 minutes remaining here in the first. The Bears lead the Blazers 21-7.
Blazers looking to cut into this lead before the end of the quarter. Would like to get it into single digits.
Blazers moving it around the perimeter. Here's Scott, the drive. Good straight up defense there from Meservey, and he secures the rebound. Odo gets it over to Meservey into the paint. Might have tried to be too acrobatic there with the finish.
Yeah, would like to see him go straight up, just try to go right through the contact, try and get himself to the line, especially where you see Cabot with already 14 fouls in the quarter.
And it's a double dribble called on Drew LeBlanc. And the Beck crowd absolutely ruthless with the opposing team, Alex.
Yep. They are absolutely deadly. They have no sense of moral compass at all.
There's a nice spinning fade by Mitchell Rutledge. And that's a tough move to execute down low.
Yeah, and Rutledge has had his hands all over this first quarter. He's been everywhere for the Bears thus far.
Big steal for Aaron McLean. Gets it up to Murphy, who splits the D but has it stripped away. McLean gets it right back, and he gets the easy layup for Beck as we await 4 substitutions for the Bears. Rutledge tried to take the charge, but
lots of contact there. No call on the play.
Costello will get the putback for Cabot into the paint. Bobby Odo scores with the contact. Here's McKinnon. As we get Robert Odo chants from the Beck crowd, anticipating his arrival in the game. And he will enter along with Jordan Hennessy, Tony Ty, and Dylan McSween. Rutledge, Odo, Murphy, and Meservey will take a seat for Beck.
Likely just giving the starters a quick breather here, the last minute and 20 seconds of the first frame.
McLean, the skip pass to McSween. Thought about shooting it, but swings it back over to McLean. Big steal there from LeBlanc into the paint. He finishes with the left hand.
Yeah, that's great anticipation there from LeBlanc. Maybe a little bit of a telegraph pass by the Bears there. Great anticipation.
There's Odo in the high post. He squares up, thought about a step back, but he'll be fouled and go to the line for 2. Beck now in the bonus. Robert Odo in his first year with this Beck squad. In grade 11, misses his first free throw. Odo has a big frame and it's hard to stop down on the low post. As he hits the free throw. 28-11 for Beck. 48 seconds remaining here as
we appear to have a malfunctioning horn. Coach Greg Campbell looks into it. Looks like everything's all right.
And here's Mackenzie LeBlanc setting things up for Cabot. McKinnon in the corner. He's pressured by McLean, trying to drive baseline. Has it knocked away, but it will remain Cabot ball. Costello inbounding for the Blazers. Wide open, McKinnon can't finish.
That's a fancy pass off the backboard though, Dylan. Difficult to execute, but when you can draw it up like that, why not? Cutting into that Beck lead.
Ty had the flashy handle there, but turns it over. McLean gets it right back. 10 seconds remaining in the quarter. Tries to bounce it over to Hennessy. It's saved by Cabot. Here's Scott. He has 2 to shoot. And great job at following your shot from Morgan Scott there, but that'll close out the quarter. It is 28-13 for the Beck Bears. And Alex, what are your thoughts on that first quarter?
Well, I thought it was Beck came out very strong. They're willing to play physical for sure. They're definitely willing to bang bodies down low, not settling for that outside shot. They're looking to get right to the hoop. They're looking to get Cabot into foul trouble. One of the big things when you're trying to win a game is you want to get the best players on the bench. Easiest way to do that is get them in foul trouble, try and make a run against the reserves. Same thing for Cabot. Cabot has to try and contain Mitchell Rutledge right now. Mitchell had a huge first quarter there, both on the glass and scoring. He's definitely the player they have to watch moving forward in this first half if they're looking to cut into lead by halftime.
And Cabot tomorrow at 11 a.m. will play Shelburne Regional High School, while Beck play at 8 p.m. tomorrow against Polyvalent de Lancienne-Lorette. A fixture at Coble.
Yep. So much that you can even pronounce the school right.
I had a few years of French there, Alex.
Okay.
I'm not knowledgeless, if that's even a word, ironically.
I don't know if that's the best word to use there.
No. And it's going to be Ty inbounding for the Bears. Ty has it on the wing, finds Odo in the high post. He kicks it out to Jewer.
I would have liked to see Odo take a dribble there. He had a lot of room there in the paint.
Definitely could have collapsed the defense and got a more open Logan Jewer there. Jewer gets the rebound and gets it to the point guard, Ty. Here's McSween driving into the paint, floats it up and banks it in. Dylan McSween, the grade 9, with his first bucket in Coble. Here's Samuel Scott. Over to Morgan Scott, down low to Costello. 5 to shoot here for the Trailblazers. Samuel Scott, tough attempt there. Almost got it to fall over the backboard An offensive rebound will be knocked away and out of bounds. Bears retain possession.
Yeah, Breton doing a good job forcing very difficult shots here from Cabot.
Here's Ty attacking the defense into the paint, kicks it out to Hennessy, who rattles it in from the short corner. There's a handoff. Scott. Back out to LeBlanc, and that was mishandled by Isaac McKinnon. It'll go out of bounds.
And we have our second tweet of the game in. This one from Abby Manzine. She says, I used to live in Nova Scotia, but I moved to Edmonton. Thank you for tuning in all the way from out west.
Appreciate the tweet. As always, you can hit us up at Dylan_White or at AlexMcLeod24 with questions, comments, feedback, and more. You can also use the hashtag Coal Bowl Classic. Inside, Costello will draw the foul. That'll go against Odo. And we're going to get some of the starters back in for the Bears. Stacy, McIsaac, Rutledge, and Meservey ready to check in for Beck. Costello at the line for Cabot. He is a grade 11.
Free throws can be so important when you're trying to cut into a lead.
Off on the first free throw, and Cabot, Alex, have just one grade 12 on the roster, and Samuel Scott, so a young team. Rutledge secures a rebound off of the free throw. Gets it to Stacy. No look pass to Meservey, who drives and finishes with the scoop layup. Beck bringing the 2-2-1 press back, and a nice tip there from Logan Jewer, and he finishes. That's lobbed to the wing and knocked away by Meservey. And it's hard to beat a press, Alex, when the passes are not crisp.
Yeah, the easiest way to beat a full court press is you make those short, quick passes. You don't worry about those long outlet passes, because those are the ones that stay in the air longer and they get picked off.
And when you beat a press, that's what happens. An easy layup for Isaac McKinnon. That is knocked out of bounds by McKinnon. It'll be Bears ball on the sideline. 21-point lead for Beck. Rutledge drives left, blocked at the rim by Costello. He pushes it up to Scott. And Jewer jars it loose. Just under 7 minutes remaining here in the first half. Costello down low, he's double teamed. Kicks it out to Scott. LeBlanc, short jumper is good. 36-17 for Breton Education Centre. Here's Jewer, has it knocked away, but he's fouled. The Bears will get it on the sideline with 14 on the shot clock. Here's McIsaac driving left into the paint. Nice finish as he faded away.
Yeah, that's a great switch to the right hand there from McIsaac. Drove to the left, saw there was going to be some contest at the rim and able to switch over.
And a missed layup there from Morgan Scott. Sam Stacy will slow things down for the Bears. He finds Rutledge in the corner, lobbing it out and swinging it for McIsaac. That is going to go off of McIsaac's hand and out of bounds. Two substitutions coming in for Cabot. It's going to be Willie Fitzgerald's returning to the game after he went off with an injury. Good to see him okay.
Yep, for sure. Never want to see a player go down.
Also, Drew LeBlanc checks back in. Stacy gets a hand on that. It's secured by McIsaac. Stacy. That pass was no good, but a big turnover from McIsaac. Rutledge into the paint. He'll get whistled for an offensive foul. Good call there, I think, from Gerardo Coyne.
Yeah, it looked like the defender had his position. A lot of times you won't see the charge call issued if the player doesn't fall to the ground, but it still can be a charge call. I think that's a great call by the veteran official.
And here's McKinnon. Dishes it to Costello. Could have went up with it, but decided to pass. And a battle for the loose ball. Going to be a foul called against Stacy.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy call there. Stacy reaching from behind, trying to slap at the ball.
That's the third team foul already in this quarter for Beck. Almost halfway through the second. McKinnon's three is long, rebounded by Meservy. Meservy taking it up himself, splitting the D and finishing coast to coast for the big mess.
I'm pretty sure that nickname has nothing to do with his last name either, Dylan.
Well, you know, it helps.
He's just a mess.
Yep. McKinnon swings it to the corner, down low. Costello going to work on McIsaac. Can't finish, and McIsaac will foul him, and Costello goes to the line once again.
Yeah, great second effort there from Costello, not giving up on the play, able to get his own offensive rebound, and he earns a trip to the line. And Cabot will be in bonus on their next foul with over 4 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. So this is a great opportunity for them to cut into this large deficit.
Able to keep the clock stopped if you're at the free throw line, but got to make your free throws, and Costello just missed the first of two there. Costello misses them both. Rebound secured by Rutledge. Driving in transition is Stacy. He Euro steps around the defender and finishes with a floater. 42-17 for Breton Education Centre. 4.5 remaining here in the first half. It's McIsaac. Headmans the ball for Rutledge. Decides to pull up in transition. That one is just off.
That might have been a feeling yourself kind of shot right there. He's had a great game on the low block.
Heat checks are always warranted, Alex.
Yep.
Here is Mackenzie LeBlanc on the wing. Cabot swinging around the perimeter and pulling up is Drew LeBlanc, who connects from beyond the arc. Stacy finds Meservy in the high post. Down low for Rutledge. He completes the and one.
We'd like to give a shout out to former Coal Bowl MVP Dougie McKinnon, who's in the building this evening.
Didn't take him long to put the shorts back on after being all dressed up for the opening ceremony. .24 lead for the Bears.
Now, Dylan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Dougie's the only MVP ever to come from not the winning team.
Yep. That is indeed a fact, Alex. No home cooking involved there.
Not at all. Heck of a player.
And Cabot now in bonus with just over 3.5 minutes to go. We're going to get a timeout from Greg Campbell and the Breton Education Centre Bears. And Greg Campbell in his first year with the team, Alex, after being an assistant.
Well, I don't know if we'll say first year with the team.
Well, yeah, as head coach with the team. I misspoke. I'm sorry.
I think he's in with like his 7th or 8th year with the team. Longtime assistant under John Guy Demeter. Of course, joining his staff this year is Sandy Carney, another longtime coach at Beck, mostly at the junior high level.
Multiple sports, too. Yep. I believe he won a provincial championship as coach of the soccer team.
Yep, longtime head coach of the boys soccer team here at Breton.
So Beck definitely in good hands going forward. And what do you think this timeout is for Greg Campbell right now?
Well, I think that he's going to focus on how they're giving up 5 fouls already, how Cabot is in the bonus. Have to make sure that you're being disciplined on defense. You want to make sure you're getting into passing lanes. Make sure you're bringing good help without fouling, because that's definitely going to be the key points that Cabot coach Graham Whitty is stressing right now.
And it's definitely easy for both teams when there's a big deficit to get lazy, Alex, and see that right now with the 5 early fouls for Beck. Again, we'd love to hear from you on Twitter throughout the game. You can hit us up at Dylan_White or at AlexMcLeod24. Questions, comments, feedback, analysis, etc. Whatever it is, we'd love to hear from you.
We'd also like to give a shout out to Credit Union representative Alan Rosetto, who was here in the building early for opening ceremonies.
First free throw is good for Scott. And he hits them both, cutting into that Beck lead.
And we have yet another tweet, Dylan. This one from Mitchell McDonald. He says, "Come on, Cabot, pull it together. We're rooting for you."
And there's a big putback from Morgan McIsaac. Beck still applying some pressure. And Rutledge will get called for a foul. 2 more free throws coming for Cabot. It's going to be Mackenzie LeBlanc going to the line. And first free throw is just short for LeBlanc. Another rebound for Rutledge.
And Rutledge has to be nearing that double-double mark already here in the first half.
There's Stacy to Meservey. Double teamed, but finds Rutledge, and he'll get called for the travel. Might have dragged his foot there before he jabbed.
Yeah, a little stutter step there. I think that's a good call from Greg Callahan.
Gonna get a football called.
Speaking of football, Super Bowl last night.
Great game.
Did you watch it, Dylan?
I did. It was a great game.
It was one of the best Super Bowls I've seen in a long time.
There's the drive, and down again is Willie Fitzgerald, who went off earlier with an ankle injury. Slow to get up once again.
And it looks like once again he is favoring that ankle.
Went down awkwardly.
Definitely something you never want to see, especially on day 1 of this 6-day tournament. Hopefully, not only is he able to return later in today's game, but has a healthy diagnosis for the rest of the week.
It is Cabot ball on the sideline. It's lobbed forward for Scott, forcing his way inside. Tough defense from Rutledge, but Scott gets it right back. He fades away, tries to bank it in, but couldn't get the roll. 2-on-1 for the Bears. McIsaac weaves his way around the defense and finishes. It is 48-22 for the Bears. Here's LeBlanc pulling up from mid-range. Can't get it to fall, and it's rebounded by Scott. Fires from the foul line and hits. The lone grade 12 for this Cabot team, providing them with a bit of a spark here in the second quarter.
Yeah, definitely trying to take on that leadership role here.
Meservey couldn't finish. It would have been good to see that extra pass to Rutledge there, but Rutledge will go to the line.
Foul's going to go against Samuel Scott. Looked like he got him in the back of the head. Looked like it was clean up top. But official O'Coin saw some contact on the body. And that'll send Rutledge to the line for 2.
Hennessy will check in for McIsaac as Rutledge prepares to shoot the free throws. Rattles the first one in. Rutledge, one of 6 grade 12s on this Beck roster. Another member of that Coal Bowl winning team. Rutledge drives, can't finish after getting his own rebound on the free throw. Cabot will slow the pace down and set up on the perimeter. Pulling up is LeBlanc, shooting his shot but missing. Stacy, the deep pass, and there's a nice extra pass from Meservey to Hennessy down low.
Hennessy looks to be playing the guard position right now in the press.
Well, it's tough to get passes over his lanky frame.
Yeah, standing at, I believe, 6'7".
The floater is no good for Shane Barron.
Great hustle there from Hennessy to save the ball.
And Meservey on the breakaway finishes once again. Big first half for Meservey. Here's Barron, slips up, and he'll get whistled for a travel. And he is getting up, limping. He definitely went down awkwardly there, Alex.
Yeah,
Our view was blocked a little bit by the official.
Looked like he may have slipped on the floor and banged his tailbone pretty hard off of the floor. He looks to shake it off as he gets back on defense.
Here's Meservey driving. No foul call.
Officials allowing a lot of contact today.
And Barron had a collision again there. Scott throws it up. That'll bounce out of bounds. Might have been a no call there on the first three-point attempt. Clock is running. 20 seconds remain here in the first half. Stacy intercepted by Scott. One-on-one on the fast break. He's stripped and he'll go to the line for 2. Just 11 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Great start for the Beck Bears. Scott hits the first free throw. And he'll connect on the second one as well. So it's 53-26. 10 seconds remaining here for the Bears to get a shot up. Meservey kicks it out to Murphy. Just long on the 3. Scott heaves a long attempt, but it is no good. That will do it for the first half. The Breton Education Centre Bears lead the Cabot Trailblazers 53-26 at halftime. We'll be back with you in about 10 minutes for the second half of action. Stay tuned. back to Bell TV1 for the second half of action here on opening night of the 36th annual Coal Bowl Classic. Breton Education Centre Bears lead the Cabot Trailblazers 53-26 after one half of play. My name is Dylan White. I'm joined still by Alex McLeod.
Still here, yeah.
Alex, what did you think of the first half?
Well, Beck came out firing, but I like the competitiveness that Cabot showed. They didn't give up. They try to make some runs. Look for them to be a little more competitive in the second half. I think you're going to see them lose by or win. It's not going to be a 27-point game the whole way is what I'm trying to say in very terrible fashion.
Words are hard, Alex.
Yeah, words.
Here's McKinnon pulling up for three. And a good start to the second half, for Liam Warren. 53-29. Here's Meservey bringing it back towards the center of the floor, dishing it off to Rutledge. He can't finish over Costello. LeBlanc swings it across to the other LeBlanc.
Nice hesitation move there from LeBlanc. And surprised that wasn't a goaltending, and it is going to be a goaltending violation. Good call there from the veteran official, Gerard O'Coin.
So the grade 8, Mackenzie LeBlanc, holding his own here on opening night of Coal Bowl. Gets a steal there. Going 1-on-2, floats it up just short, but it's rebounded by Logan Jewer. Here's Meservey, the crossover into the paint, dishes to Morgan McIsaac. And McIsaac finishes 55-31 for the Bears. Here's Scott into the paint. And definitely a faster pace to this second half in the first minute, Alex.
Yeah, Cabot definitely looking to get out and run, not wanting to let the Beck team set their defense up. That zone can be so difficult when it gets set.
And we're going to get a jump ball. It will be Beck possession.
Again, you can hit us up on Twitter at AlexMcLeod24, at Dylan_White, or at CoalBowl2018. Questions, comments, feedback, analysis. Tell us where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Also get involved in the conversation at hashtag Coal Bowl Classic on Twitter.
There's the floater, no good. Sorry to interrupt there, Alex. I thought you were done.
No, we just said we'd love to hear from everybody.
Though the Wi-Fi is pretty trash right now, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be actually seeing any of the tweets.
I'll see them.
And here is Mackenzie LeBlanc swinging it across to Drew LeBlanc.
And we have another tweet in, Dylan. It says, from Mitchell McDonald again, says, tell Cabot to put McAvoy on. We have a house full here waiting to see him play.
And a big and one for Samuel Scott. He'll go to the line, looking to complete it. Patrick McAvoy, the grade 9. Haven't seen him in action yet.
And Patrick McAvoy, kind of the combination of Patrick Stewart and James McAvoy, who, combined to play Professor Charles Xavier in the X-Men movies. So, a little fun tidbit right there.
And good anticipation there from LeBlanc, and it's knocked out of bounds, but Mackenzie LeBlanc providing a spark here in the second half for the Cabot Trailblazers. Jewer kicks it out to Meservey. Wide open from three is McIsaac, but he decides to drive it in and finish.
And I like that decision from McIsaac, not settling for the outside shot. No, he can get right to the rim. Such an athletic finisher. It's a great take.
Here's Meservey, the drive. He'll go to the line 4-2. We did try to keep track of stats for the folks at home early on, but we're easily distracted.
We lasted it all at 2 minutes.
I didn't even get anything down, to be honest. But you have the pen.
Yeah, but, I mean, you're smart. So.
Thank you. First free throw. No good for Meservey. He goes 1 of 2 at the line. 58-35 for the Beck Bears. Just under 7.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Here's LeBlanc, multiple ball fakes before swinging it on out to Warren. Wide open for three is Mackenzie. LeBlanc can't get the roll. Battle for the rebound, and Rutledge comes up with it. Here's Stacy to Meservey. Hand down, man down, and he rattles it in. The Bears still applying that full court pressure in the 2-2-1. There's the floater from LeBlanc, rebounded by Rutledge once again. 2-on-1 for the Bears. Leading Meservey with the pass was McIsaac, and the big mess finishes once again. Here's Scott. Driving baseline, trying to muscle it up, but it's short. Rebounded by McIsaac. Stacy slows things down, skips it to the corner. McIsaac decides to shoot it this time, and that one goes long. And it'll go off Jewer and out of bounds. Warren forward for Mackenzie, and that's going to be a foul. Sam Scott will go to the line as Jason Murphy is ready to check in for the Bears. Logan Jewer taking a seat.
That's Rutledge's third foul of the game here, not even halfway through the third quarter. Definitely something that we should keep an eye on going forward.
Scott hits the first free throw. And Scott's been great thus far at getting to the line for Cabot Alex.
Yeah, he's shown a lot of aggressiveness getting to the line. He's one of those guys that's willing to battle down low. He brings that veteran presence.
And the hoop and the harm for Dylan Meservey off the crafty pass from Jason Murphy.
And Drew LeBlanc picks up his third foul.
Just under 6 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. The Bears lead the Blazers 65-36. Scramble for the ball, and it's Mackenzie LeBlanc coming up with it. He slows down and kicks out to Drew LeBlanc. The drive and tough finish there inside from LeBlanc. Here's Stacy. The turnaround fade from Rutledge. And that will go off of Meservey and out of bounds. I think, Alex, if you're guarding Sam Stacy, you know he's not going to pass it to the person he's looking at.
Yeah, that's kind of Chad Dixon-like, if you remember from back in 2008 Cole Bowl. He was a guy who just doesn't like to see who he's throwing the ball to. Just makes him more accurate. Stacy definitely of that breed.
There's another no-look assist from Stacy. A nice Euro step in transition, though, from Liam Warren. He'll cut into that lead. It's 67-40 right now for the Bears. Nice pass inside by Meservey, but Rutledge couldn't finish. McLean and Odo ready to check in for the Bears. Warren pump fakes, kicks it out to LeBlanc. Hands it off to Drew LeBlanc. There's a three from Warren, just short. Rebounded by Meservey. Stacy headmans the ball to Murphy. It's 3-on-1 for the Bears. And McIsaac gets the easy finish. inside. And Beck, Alex, don't like to take their foot off the gas with the full court pressure at all. Like to keep it on for most of the game.
Yeah, and that's that can definitely be an advantage, but it can also be a disadvantage in a long tournament like this. You know, 6 games in 6 days if you want to win the title. Normally you would see coaches trying to pull back, trying to save some legs for later in the week. But let's see if their conditioning has paid off with their work that they put in over the year so far.
LeBlanc, inside to LeBlanc, the extra pass, and Costello finishes down low. Jason Murphy finding McIsaac in the corner. The extra dish back to Murphy. And the passing from the Bears has been extraordinary tonight, Alex.
Yeah, they've definitely done a good job distributing the ball. Points coming from all over the floor. Great execution on offense for sure for the Breton Bears.
On the wing, it's McKinnon. Gets it back out to Warren. The skip pass to the corner to LeBlanc. Loses it momentarily, but Warren gets it back. Great active hands there from Aaron McLean. And Odo will take it to the hoop, but can't finish with contact. There's the drive. Nice jumper there from Liam Warren.
That's nice execution there from Warren, able to get the high arcing shot to drop.
Tough to finish down low over the Bears' bigs.
Yeah, the floater is definitely something that Cabot should be trying to utilize a little bit more in today's game.
Big three there from Jason Murphy. Extending this Bears lead. It's 76-44, just over 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Big rebound. The hook shot from Barron. No good. Beck fast breaking once again. Meservey right to the hoop and finishes. Here's LeBlanc. Finding Warren cutting to the hoop, and Warren will finish for the Blazers. McLean for three now, and he connects. Aaron McLean connecting from beyond the arc for Breton Education Centre, and it's 81-46. Just over a minute remains here in the third quarter.
This is Breton's largest lead of the game.
And there's the answer from Drew LeBlanc, the grade 10. Here's Meservey, turns it over. Warren coming back the other way for Cabot. The deep ball for LeBlanc is just out of his reach. And we're going to get some substitutions in for Beck. Rutledge and Murphy will take a seat, as will Bobby Odo. Checking in is Dylan McSween, Robert Odo, and Tony Ty. It will be Bears ball on the baseline. Here's McSween, double teamed, close to half. He turns it over. McKinnon nearly finds LeBlanc, but it's just out of his reach once again. Less than a minute remaining here in the third quarter. Tony Ty setting up the offense for the Bears. McSween might have got away with a travel there. Swings it back out to Ty. Down low to Robert Odo. He can't finish with the right hand, but Hennessy will put it back up and in. The shot clock is off here in the third quarter. 13 seconds remaining. Kick out to Drew LeBlanc. He drives and He'll draw the foul.
I believe that one will get called on the floor, so it will be Cabot ball on the baseline.
7 seconds remain here in the third. McKinnon inbounds to Barron. He hands it off to LeBlanc. Back inside to the inbounder. Nice extra pass. That's a big finish for Morgan Scott to close out the third quarter. So heading into the fourth, it's going to be 83-51 for the Breton Education Centre Bears. And Alex, what are you looking forward to here in the fourth?
Well, I think we're going to see a lot of different players play in this quarter, which is always great. You get to see a little bit more of the youth of the Bears and of the Trailblazers. Hopefully we get to see McAvoy in there and hitting some threes. I don't know if he's a three-point specialist, but I'd like to see some threes from McAvoy. Yeah, you know, the teams, what you really want to see right now is both teams continue to work hard. Beck obviously has a very healthy lead at this point, but you don't want to see them get complacent. You want to see them continue to work through their offense, make sure they're still staying disciplined on defense. And for Cabot, you just want to keep working. You don't want to, you know, hang your head. It's a very difficult atmosphere to come into and succeed, but see if they can gain their composure and try and get something going here in the second half of the second half.
And as we mentioned earlier, Cabot play tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. against Shelburne Regional High School. Meanwhile, the Bears will play the night game, 8 p.m. They play Polyvalent de Lancienne-Lorette.
And we have another tweet in, Dylan. This one from Ronnie Shaw. He says, great crowd and atmosphere, out for a visit tomorrow. How does a guy get a seat in Mike's corner? Nice touch, super job, boys. Dylan, I don't think you were here for opening ceremonies, but you can, if you look to your left, you can see Mike's corner, which was dedicated in the memory of Mike Kennedy, who passed away in June.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And we're underway here for the fourth. And an errant pass there from McKinnon. The Bears will steal it away and set things up on offense. The drive from Ty, he dishes to Odo. Odo, great pass down low for Ty. Thought he might have went out to McSween there, but great vision from Odo to find his teammate down low. Here's LeBlanc pulling up for three. That's long. McSween almost secures the rebound, but Cabot wrestle it away, and Drew LeBlanc finishes. Tony Ty up the sideline. He is fouled by Barron. That'll be on the floor.
And we have another tweet in from Mitchell McDonald. He says, McAvoy's grandmother said he's great. Nothing better than support from Grandma, right, Dylan?
For sure. I'm sure plenty of Cabot fans made the trip down from Neils Harbor for tonight's game. Cabot, always a team that travels well.
Yep.
Here's LeBlanc. Handing it off to Drew LeBlanc. Down low, McKinnon gets it up and hits. Isaac McKinnon, big bucket, and it'll be Cabot ball for a violation from Tony Ty. (85-55), just over 8.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Big block from Odo. Down low, it'll remain Trailblazers ball though. There's the hook shot down low from LeBlanc. Nearly wrestled away by Barron, but it'll be Bears ball.
And we have another tweet in, this one from Sandy Frail. She says, yay, Hants North Flames. So she's just checking out the score after Hants North picked up the win earlier today over Shelburne.
Hennessy is stripped of the ball. Here comes Cabot back the other way. Mackenzie LeBlanc hesitating, kicking it out. Drew LeBlanc with the three, just long. It's rebounded by Robert Odo. McSween tried to find Hennessy deep down the floor, but it's turned over.
And that Hants North game this afternoon, as well as this game this evening, is in the Dan Willie McKinnon division. The other division is the Marion McNeil division. There are two honorees this year, along with the 1966-67 Mount Carmel High School Nova Scotia Boys A soccer champions.
It's a mouthful, Alex.
Yeah, it's easier when you're reading.
And there's a big hook shot from Robert Odo. Just over 7 minutes remaining here. Big three from Mackenzie LeBlanc. McSween showing off his handle. Swings it across to Odo. Now over to Tony Ty. Bobby Odo driving right. Feeds Robert Odo, but mishandled. He kicks it out to McSween, who pulls up from three. No good. Big offensive board from Odo. He puts it back up and in.
And Odo's a very big body down there. Definitely a tough guy to box out. He's so strong on that low block. Definitely a big part of the Bears offense in that second unit.
Yep, Bears fortunate to have two talented bigs like Robert Odo and Jordan Hennessy coming off the bench, especially if McIsaac, Rutledge, or Meservey get in foul trouble.
Yeah, so you think that if the Bears wanted to, they could start an entire starting lineup over 6'3".
That would be interesting to see, Alex.
Yep.
Here's Tony Ty, dribbling left into the paint, fades away. No good, but Robert Odo, another putback, having a strong fourth quarter off the bench. Pulling up is LeBlanc. That's short, but Cabot will secure the rebound. Here's Morgan Scott, pulling up again from three. Ty secures the rebound and sends it to Hennessy. Might see a dunk attempt here. Can't finish the dunk, but got to shoot your shot, Alex, at that point.
Yep, absolutely. I thought we were going to see a two-hand attempt. I think that would have been maybe easier. Maybe he's not a two-hand dunker, though, so.
What's your favorite Cold dunk, Alex?
I don't like any Cold dunks, Dylan.
I think one of my all-time favorites.
I don't think I asked you what your favorite Cold dunk was.
Well, you know, I had other intentions when I asked the question, Alex.
Oh, okay.
I believe it was grade 11 when a guy named Big Heavy dunked on a young man named Alex McLeod.
We just can't do a broadcast without you bringing that up, can we?
Not a Cold Bowl broadcast, Alex.
I don't know if we can do a
quintessential Cold Bowl moment.
I'm pretty sure you brought it up when we did soccer this year.
Well, you know, it comes up during soccer. And it's going to be a timeout for Greg Campbell and the Bears. And what do you think he's telling his team right now, Alex?
Well, I think he wants to slow down the pace. You know, no need to go out there and try and embarrass a team. You want to definitely show some good sportsmanship. But at the same time, you don't want to be sloppy. Make sure you're still making crisp passes. Make sure you're keeping the effort up on the defensive end. But there's no need to push things to transition at this point.
It is 91-60 here in the fourth quarter. As we mentioned, Beck will play at 8 p.m. tomorrow against Polyvalent Delancey-Lorette. Cabot at 11 a.m. against Shelburne. And Alex, right now, who are your favorites for the tournament?
Well, it's difficult to say. Obviously, we see a very lopsided game right now in favor of the host Bears. But Sayre also had a very good performance this afternoon against Memorial. They captured that game 68-52. In game two, we saw Hants North defeat Shelburne 93-65. And in the first game of the tournament this year, we saw Yarmouth defeat the Avonview Avalanche 75-56. So there hasn't really been that really close game yet. But I think it's a little too early to call who the tournament favorite is yet.
Sure, the defending champion Bears will certainly have a shot. McSween, the step back, loses it. And here's Mackenzie LeBlanc in transition. A little late on the pass to Scott. It'll go out of bounds, and it's Bears ball. It's a 31-point lead for the Bears, just over halfway through this fourth and final quarter. Ty, the heat check from outside. It's an offensive board for Bobby Odo.
Dylan, we have a tweet in from Fireproof Gamer. He says, big game for the Bears. Definitely how the Bears envisioned their week starting with this large fourth quarter lead.
McSween wide open. It's off on that one. Here's Samuel Scott to the corner. The three is just short. Offensive board from Scotty. He puts it back up and in.
91-62, 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
McSween drives, hands off to Hennessy. He kicks it out to Ty, who passes up on the three. Has that knocked out of bounds. It'll remain Bears ball.
Reminder that prior to tomorrow's Breton game, the Breton girls will take on the Hants North Rural High School girls. Of course, during Cole Bowl, for those of you who aren't familiar, one visiting team's girls team will join them and will be billeted with the host girls team.
Nice backdoor cut, but mishandled the pass. That was Scott. Odo into the corner to McSween. He pump fakes and swings it back out. Robert Odo down low. Nice little step back, but can't finish. Might be confusing for the Bears if Robert started to go by Bobby.
Yeah, they could have a couple Bobby Odos. That would kind of mess things up for them. Bobby. Maybe Bobby 1, Bobby 2.
I'm guessing that's a good way that they could differentiate the two.
Or Bob and Bobby, or Bobby with an I, Bobby with a Y, Bobby with an IE.
You can lay off saying Bobby a bit, Alex. It's not that necessary. There's the corner three from LeBlanc. That's long, but a big putback from Scott. Sorry, Costello finished that one. Odo tripped up, and it's going to be a jump ball.
Dylan, I think we have to say what a great game this has been for the officials. Both Gerard O'Coin and Greg Callahan have done a tremendous job in this evening's contest. And again, not a very easy thing to do. They're human. They definitely notice the crowd, but I think they've been very unbiased in this evening's officiating.
Two of the more consistent refs in Cape Breton. Aaron McLean will check in for Bobby Odo. Scott inbounding for the Blazers. The three is no good for Liam Warren. Bears pushing it up in transition. Hennessy catches it but couldn't finish. Here's Costello handing it off to Scott. Inside, a hard foul there from Aaron McLean. And Scott will go to the line for another 2 free throws. And I have to say, Alex, I'm a fan of the cardboard cutouts of some of the Bears' faces that the Breton Education Centre fans have made for this evening's game.
Yeah, definitely a nice touch. Something that we haven't seen before, I don't think.
Something I've only seen in NBA 2K.
Oh, okay.
There's a nice little turnaround fade from Scott. And you never really see this type of dedication this early in the tournament. Usually it's reserved for the semifinal
Yeah,
games.
we have a zoo crew out on Monday night. That's definitely not the norm here at the Coal Bowl. Yeah, as you said, the playoff games usually come Friday, and you'll see them Saturday.
Eager to see if they step it up a notch, if the Bears are to make the semifinals. And there's a bank three from Scott. Under 2 minutes to go in this one. There's a drive from Tony Ty. He scoops it up and in with the left hand. And in-game announcer Darren O'Quinn calling him Tony the Tiger,
Tony
saying
the
he's
Tiger.
great.
That nickname might just stick, Dylan.
Yeah. Up and under attempt there from Costello is no good. Great defense from Odo. McLean will leave it for Ty, the point guard. Passes up on the screen from Odo and hands it off to Dylan McSween. Hennessy decides to pull up. No good. Big offensive board from Odo. He hooks it up and in. And
Odo's had a big fourth quarter here for the Bears.
great on the glass. We're likely going to see some substitutions here for the Blazers if there's a stoppage. Here's Mackenzie LeBlanc. Thought about pulling up from the Coal Bowl sign, but kicks it out to Scott, who drives and draws the foul once again.
Yeah, you can get your buzzer beater tweets in to us at AlexMcLeod24, at Dylan_White, or at Coal Bowl 2018. You can also use the hashtag Coal Bowl Classic. You know, comments, analysis, tell us who you were cheering for, what you thought of today's game, anything at all. We'd love to hear from you.
First free throw is good for Samuel Scott. And he connects on them both. 40 seconds remaining here in this one. Ty sizing up the defender. Got some substitutions in for Cabot, including Devin McKinnon, Patrick McAvoy, and number 21, Adrian Fitzgerald. There's the kick out, the extra pass. It's McKinnon handing off. Scott with the three, no good. Rebounded by Odo. And the Bears will likely just dribble this out. A big opening night win for the host Beck Bears over the Cabot Trailblazers, 99-71. You can tune in to Bell TV1 once again tomorrow for a full day of Coal Bowl action, and we'll be back with you for the 8 p.m. game between Breton Education Centre and Polyvalent de Lancienne-Lorette. Thanks for joining us and have a wonderful evening.